Well, there we go. That was a great chat there with Steve Ogden, one of the chiefs of Rotax there here, supporting the teams in the garages. So great to have them here with us. And as you can see, the Junior Rotax are getting themselves lined up, ready to go as it's final time. It's race 18 of the weekend. And here is how they're going to start. Matty Hingley is going to be starting on pole position in the number 13. You are looking there on your screen at the number 35 of Callum Voisin for Coles Racing. Sam Gornell in the 96 is starting on the second row of the grid. Then it's Harley Horton for KR Sport in fourth place in the number 20. Vision Motorsports Tristan Rennie in the 74 starting on the third row of the grid with Matthew Higgins, who had 2 race wins earlier on today. So he's had a great weekend so far. He's starting in the 6th place spot in the number 75 in the third row of the grid. Then it's William Walker and then Jez Williams in the 4th row, Daniel Armstrong and Declan Russell on the 5th row, Archie Kitchen and Callum Green on row 6, then Harrison Collins and Ryan Willis on row 7. Louis Weaver and Caitlin May, that's row 8. Then Will Egby and Rito Kamata on the 9th row of the grid. 19th and 20th is Harry Reynolds and Jamie Perrelly. That's the 10th row of the grid. Final few drivers on the grid then. Jack Meakin is on row 11 with Jordan Morris. 12th row on the grid, Drew Perry and Logan Parker. Then it's Archie Walker, Alex Hughes on row 13, Maximilian Slorowski and Kieran Kay on the 14th row of the grid. So many drivers, 28 in total, taking to the track for the final. As you can see, the karts all getting themselves revved up and ready. The final few checks from some of the mechanics working on the karts. But as you can see there, all slick tyres, everyone's happy.
Yes, I don't think anyone's going to be on the wet. I don't think anyone's going to be on the wet. It does look like the track is definitely in a dry condition currently. I wouldn't see any needs to go on the wets, and I'm not surprised that everyone's on the slicks.
No, indeed not. So, final times, of course, are 15 minutes plus 1 additional lap. This is the one that the drivers have all been waiting for. These are the ones that I've been waiting for, and I'm sure, Kai, yourself, are the ones you've been waiting for.
Indeed, yes. The finals are the best. Nothing can beat a good last lap on the final. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen on this beautiful day. Well, not beautiful, but interesting day here at Warden Law, as we've got a lovely drone view of the track. You can see absolutely everything, the tight and twisty and the long and wide. Yes,
it's a nice cracking shot there for that one. It's the drone's finally going up as the weather has been absolute nightmare for us today. But yes, if you are wanting to comment on the stream, do please get your comments in. We'd love to hear from you. I see questions here. What number is Harrison? Harrison isn't a number. Harrison is a GP plate, yes, in Dan Harmon Racing, starting on the 7th row of the grid in 13th place. So there we go. That's solved that one. So yes, do get your comments in. We'd love to hear from you. And again, if you are enjoying the coverage here on the stream for the Motorsport UK's 2020 British Karting Championships, sponsored by Demon Twigs, again, massive thanks to them for providing lots of equipment and everything for the drivers. And if you need something mechanical in motorsport, they've probably got it. But there you go. But yeah, huge thanks for life. If you are enjoying the stream, give it a like and make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel for more karting antics from many other championships in this one as well. But there is again the grid up on your screen there, just to clarify some of those positions. But again, on pole position, Matty Hingley and then Callum Voisin starting in the front row as well. So 2 very, very highly skilled drivers there. Again, Matthew Higgins, the Welshman, starting on the 3rd row as well. So it's going to be an interesting final for this one. I'm looking forward to it. The prayers were answered. We have got a dry-ish track for the finals. Yeah, we've got it there. But that's a really good shot that you can see where it's dry and where it's wet. So where they are now coming through out there, it looks like they're going onto the wet stuff there, actually. So, yeah, you want to stick to that dry line. So out of the final corner, yeah, you can see that it looks fairly dry all the way around. So I think we'll be all right for that one racing. Yeah. But here we go then. Oh, we're going to get a green flag first time for a junior Rotax race, and it's going to be the final. Round the final corner. Is it a green flag?
No. Is it? Yeah, it is.
It is a green flag, yes, it is. So here we go then, under there. There's already a car off in the background, but it's still jostling between the two Coles Racing karts as they go through. That's an absolute disaster for those two, because, again, squabbling for position. But a great start there from the Argentine. I think that's is that a Dan Holland Racing car in the front there? It is the 13 that I can see, I think. So that's Ben Burgess, Vision Motorsport, who's all the way up in first. Is that right? Am I seeing that correct?
That would be a great start if you are seeing it correct, but I don't know if you are. Actually.
No, that looks like an Argentine Motorsport. It's Morgan Porter in the GP plate. There we go.
That would make more sense.
GP and 13 look very similar. Do they? Heck. Anyway, but here we go. 14 minutes left on the clock then. The weather playing havoc with the signal there that we can see, but the weather is clearing up. But as you say, 14 minutes left on the clock as they head through the final corner now. Leading the way, it was the 13. I was correct. Where did the 13 come from? Or is Matty Hingley? It's starting on pole, didn't he? On my screen, he's not on pole. My screen hasn't updated. There we go. So there's the confusion. My fault there. Matty Hingley, the pole man, is still in first place. So that makes perfect sense. What am I talking about? It's been a long day, hasn't it? There we go. It's updating now. Matty Hingley starting in pole position. Then it's Sam Gornall holding on in second place. Matthew Higgins up 3 places, now in third. Excellent start for Matthew Higgins. Then it's Callum Voisin in 4th place. Had to drop a couple of positions. Tristan Rennie in 5th, holding on to that one. Then it's Harley Horton in 6th place. Then Jez Williams in 7th. Callum Green in 8th place. Harrison Collins in 9th, rounding up the top 10. Ryan Willis in the 42. So Harrison Collins, GP plate, is actually in 9th place, but still up 4 positions.
Yeah, Matty Hingley, is also the current championship leader. So, especially in the pre-final, he did a great job to score some points. Well, he started on pole. So, Matthew Higgins up in a second, though. I think he's going to be a main competitor against Matty Hingley. They're both similar names, so I'm pretty sure we'll get them confused sometime throughout this race. But it's going to be an interesting battle between these two drivers because they have been both quick this weekend.
Yep, so 2 laps completed then. On lap 3 now. 12 and a half minutes left on the clock, though. Hingley leading the way from Higgins, Gornall, then Voisin, Rennie, Williams, Horton, then Collins. They're the top 8 at the moment. A really long train of karts here. No one's actually managed to break away at the front, and then you've got this huge group of karts, and they tried to go side by side through the Dunlop chicane. It didn't work out, and there was a move there down the inside. There's actually 2 karts that have come together and are now going to drop down the field. It looks like damage on one of the karts. I can't quite see who it was. They have now stopped to the exit of the hairpin. Who was going to fall down the order? Tristan Rennie and Jez Williams are dropping down the order. Also, William Walker as well. No, he's absolutely fine. So Jez Williams there. You can see the 74 of that senior Rotax, or that is the junior Rotax car, I should say. Tristan Rennie, yeah, being recovered. So huge disaster there for KR Sport. So Matthew Higgins sets the fastest lap of the race. 52.21, now in second place for Dan Holland Racing, but Argentine Motorsport leading the way with Matty Hingley at the wheel in the number 13. Matthew Higgins in second, the 75 at 4 places, and Sam Gornall holding on to that 3rd place spot in the 96. You can see the top 3 there from that drone shot. Very close with the top 2, then a little bit of breathing space. Then you've got 3rd place of Sam Gornall, then Callum Voisin under pressure as well from Ryan Willis.
As you can see, there's still only a couple of damp actual patches on the track. And one of them was where Tristan Rennie came off and had that collision. But pretty much the majority of the track is dry, so yeah, definitely slicks from now on, unless something changes, which I wouldn't be surprised if it does. But Matthew Higgins now in the lead from Matty Hingley. Matty Hingley will definitely be wanting that lead back because, as I'm saying, championship points are crucial, especially early in the season. If you can pull a gap, then that just takes a lot of weight off your shoulders.
Yes, it does indeed. Now, as we go through on this one, just over 10 minutes remaining on this race. Still very early doors, 5 minutes completed. And, of course, 4 laps completed on lap 5. About to finish that one as the rest of the field go through. Again, a great drone shot that clearly shows you the gaps that you got there. You got 2 with 1 by 2 again. The top 5 breaking away from the rest of the field as they cross the line again. Matthew Higgins crossing the line in the lead still for Dan Holland Racing. A great recovery drive there, up 5 places, but still under pressure from Matty Hingley with Argentine Motorsports in second place. Now, of course, plenty of time still left in this race for a move to be done. Now, they don't need to do it now. If they work together, open the gap up, then that's where you go for the move.
Yeah, definitely. There's no need to go for any drastic moves now. We're still 10 minutes left on the clock. I think working together is now the tactic to try and pull away from the drivers behind them, because you do not want many people in the pack. And also Matthew Higgins and Matty Hingley, both very quick drivers. So I think if they work together to try and pull away, it will be a very successful race for them.
Yes, it definitely would be. And yeah, seeing this one, the finals, it's the first of the finals this weekend, and it's the one that most people are waiting for. The junior Rotax, probably the most exciting one, because the juniors do like to lick a stamp and send it through most of some of these corners. But yeah, we've not seen much of that so far. Callum Voisin, the 35 in 4th place. Fastest lap of the race. A warning flag going out to Walker in the 45. William Walker in 16th place at the moment, so he's going to have to watch out again. Not the end of the world, it's only a warning flag. Keep your head down, concentrate, crack on. 9 minutes left on the race, and the rest of the field slotting through again. And we get this long train here further back. I think this is around 10th place, 9th place further back that we're looking at. There's the number 20 that I can see. That is Harley Horton in 5th place. That's the last of it. Callum Voisin's managed to get past Sam Gornell and move up into 3rd place as well. So we missed where that one happened, and that's on our screens here. So that group of 2 that we had, well, a group of 1 and then a group of 2, is now a group of 2 and a group of 3 that we can see out there. So it is Matthew Higgins, then Matty Hingley, Callum Voisin, Sam Gornell, and Harley Horton are the top 5 at the moment. Then further back, Jamie Perrelli. Then it's Harrison Collins, Ryan Willis, Rito Kamata up in 9th place, up 9 positions. Great start. Well, in fact, Jamie Perrelli totally missed it. The number 40 is in 6th place, up 14 positions. Archie Walker as well, up 15 positions for Argenti Motorsport in 10th place. Cracking start from the 25th spot on the grid. Then, of course, you've got Callum Green in 11th place, Archie Kitchen in 12th. Will Egby in 13th, and Louis Weaver in 14th place. Rounding out the 15th, Daniel Armstrong as well. Let's have a little look back of what we saw earlier on as well, with our 6 that came in from further back. We've had 3 retirements in this one: Tristan Rennie, Logan Parker and Alex Hughes. We have lost those 3 drivers at the moment. Maximilian Slorowski is in 25th place. Drew Perry as well in 24th. Caitlin May in 23rd. Kieran Kay has moved up into 21st place, up 7 positions, so a good start there. Declan Russell as well, 19th place. Jack Meakin in 20th. And Jordan Morris as well, at 4 positions as well, 18th place. But all eyes, we're watching these 3 here. This is 3rd, 4th and 5th place out on circuit. Callum Voisin, Sam Gornell and Harley Horton still fighting fiercely out there.
Yeah, but Matty Hingley and Matthew Higgins have started to work together, but that's the number 27 which is off. That is the number 27 of Callum Green that is off the track. I think he's going to try and get started up again, but I don't know if he will be able to. But Matthew Higgins and Matty Hingley is trying to work together to pull gap on Callum Voisin behind.
Oh, you say they're trying to pull a gap. He's just
or not.
He's just tucked in behind him there and popped a nose down the inside. Now it looked like the position was given up quite lightly. It doesn't look like it was taken very quite fiercely. It was just a little tap there and move up. And again, not wanting to lose a lot of time, stay behind. Still 6.5 minutes. Plenty of time here to close up. It was right behind again. No gap in pace whatsoever between these 2. Matty Hingley, though, now retaking the lead from Matthew Higgins as they cross the line. We are 10 laps in, on a lap 11 now. And again, who's that? Callum Voisin's managed to break away from the 2 behind of Harley Horton and Sam Gornell. So Callum Voisin on a mission, trying to close that gap. Looking at the sector times between the 2 of them, is running about 4 seconds, or 0.3 of a second faster on that last lap. So he is closing between these 2, who are not losing time, but still losing a fraction.
Yeah, what they really need to be doing is not really scrapping, not really even making an overtake that still loses you a considerable amount of time. It may not seem like it loads, but track position is key here. But these 2 drivers need to work together, and if these guys are smart, that's what they do.
Yes, 100%. If they are smart, they would stay behind each other, work together, frenemies, as again is a good way of putting it, frenemies of each other. They would stay behind each other and then try to pull away from Voisin, who is in 3rd place. But are they going to do that? Probably Probably not. They're probably going to start battling. We'll see. We'll see what happens as they go through. So, Jez Williams, there you go. Matty Hindley back up the end. No, that's Matthew Higgins. Sorry, Matthew Higgins back up the inside and moving back up into first place. Again, it didn't sit in the same place as where Hingley did it before. So it looked like they didn't lose a lot of time, but that has allowed, still, voicing, you can see there in the background, slowly catching.
It actually gained him half a second. It doesn't look like a lot, but half a second is a considerable amount. I know I'm saying this a lot, but that is a lot of time that he's just gained from one overtake. As you can see, Matthew Higgins now pulling a little bit of a gap over Matty Hingley with 4 minutes 30 left on the clock. It'll be interesting to see what the other drivers behind are able to do.
Yeah, let's see. But 4 minutes 20 seconds left on the clock. As we say, fastest driver on circuit, Jez Williams, in 14th place at the moment for Vision Motorsport. Under pressure from Louis Weaver, Daniel Armstrong as well, just in front, 13th and 15th place. Kieran Kay's now up into 17th place, up 11 positions in the 73s, having a good drive there. It's got William Walker, teammate, both KR Sport drivers, just in front. Have to try and get past as well. Rito Kamata up 9 places in 10th place, and as well Archie Walker 17 positions gained, up in 8th place at the moment. So again, great drives from them, slowly going through the field. A 5-second time penalty though to the number 19 of Archie Kitchen for Coles Racing, and I'm guessing start line infringement.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few 5-second penalties from a couple of the drivers today. But Matty Hingley setting the fastest lap time. He is currently in second. They now have a 1.5 second gap to Harley Horton now, who was behind. And it looks like Callum Voisin has been overtaken by both, Harley Horton and Sam Gunnout, who have both now got past the driver who is currently in fifth. And is that going to be a move? Yes, it is. That is the number, I think that's the number 96, making a move on Harley Horton. So that's Sam Gunnout up into third.
Yep, good stuff from there. Now that's allowed Callum Voisin to close that gap up again to Sam Gornell as we go, or to Harley Horton, as they cross the line. Here, though, back at the front, here's your two race leaders, Matthew Higgins and Matty Hingley. Dan Holland Racing, Argenti Motorsport, the two Welshmen fighting nose to tail as they go through the St John's section. Out of that one in towards the centre S, and again, a very fast section of the track. Very easy to get wrong, but once you got it right, you can gain so much time. Now on the long bits through the very fast Dunlop chicane out there, and now up the hill on the back straight towards Gasworks Bend. Heavy on the brakes, down the hill, very downhill there. It's quite steep. Then we're coming towards Horseshoe, round the double apex here. And then the final paddock bend corner onto the start-finish straight again. A nice little lap there before the two again. Absolutely nose to tail. No time gained, no time lost. Absolutely flying away with the pack. Less than 2 minutes, though, on the clock as they head through. 15 laps in, on lap 16 now. And we're going to have Kai head down to the paddock to grab an interview with the drivers in just a moment. Make sure you don't forget your mask. There you go. Don't forget that. Got to make sure you remember everything like that. 1.5 minutes left on the clock then between these two, and it's all still to play for in this track. Lots of places where an overtake can be made, but Higgins leading the way from Hingley as they head round now the penultimate part of the circuit. Still 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock. Last lap board will be coming out the next few laps. So let's see what happens as they go through, but still absolutely nose to tail as they head through on there. A little further back, fastest lap of the race still Coles Racing, Sam Gornell in third place in the 96, wanting to capitalise on this. 1.9 seconds though further down the road, so not in a position at the moment to battle. 3 tenths behind him, but still Harley Horton in fourth place in the number 20 for KR Sports. Then again Callum Voisin and Coles Racing still in fifth place. Archie Walker is up to 7th again, 18 places gained, right behind the Jamie Perrelly in the number 40, up 14 positions for Project One Racing as well, so very close-knit groups there as well. Kieran Kay's now up 13 positions, 15th place. Jez Williams is in 13th, Rito Kamata in 12th as well, Daniel Armstrong in 10th as well, so very close-knit battles. 20 seconds left on the clock then, but all eyes still focused on our top two. Of course, we were seeing earlier on a lot of position changes for the front, because of course we had the rapid charge for the senior Rotax earlier on, and of course that was only 6th place, but in this one it's all about who can get that first place spot, and it's all eyes on these top 2. Down the inside goes Matty Hingley. Again, that gets that move done, so it's Higgins back behind now. Daniel Armstrong with the fastest lap of the race, but nowhere near these top 2. The timer clicks over to 0 seconds remaining, so defensive goes Hingley. Higgins trying to get the switch back here. He's on the outside now as they enter the horseshoe. Is he going to try and go down the inside here in the double apex? Can't quite do it this time. Stays behind. Is he going to try and get the switch back here onto the start finish straight? That was 2nd and 3rd of Coles Racing, KR Sports, Sam Gornell and Harley Horton across the line. No, we can't do it just yet. So Matty Hingley still leading as we go onto the final lap. Matthew Higgins is going to try and do anything he can. Opens up a slight gap here to try and then close it up. Get that run out of this dogleg corner in towards St John's. Goes defensive is Hingley. Down the inside goes Higgins. Can he try and do it? No. Hingley closes the door. Higgins can't respond. Higgins stays behind now. He's going to try and switch it down the inside here. Oh, he goes on top of in contact, and both carts go off through the centre S's. That's a disaster for Hingley and Higgins. Is Higgins still leading the way? No, he isn't. So now your new leader, Sam Gornell and Harley Horton. Now this is going to really turn up the thermostat between these two. I think it's side by side between the two. Again, they rub wheels. Are these two going to take each other out as well? No, they stay in front. So it's still the 96 of Sam Gornell who's going to enter the last corner in front. Is he going to take the win? Yes, he is. It's going to be Sam Gornell who takes the win from Harley Horton, and Matthew Higgins crosses the line in 3rd place. They weren't expecting that for the final of Rotax. We all thought it was going to be the other two, but then a collision at the centre S's caused the win there. A surprise win for Sam Gornell. An absolutely fantastic run from him and Harley Horton and Matthew Higgins as well to take that top 3. What an exciting race from the junior Rotax final here at Warden Law. Usually I'd have a co-commentator to take over at this point where I could have a rest, but I don't, so I've got to carry on by myself. But an absolutely fantastic win from the 96 of Sam Gornell there for Coles Racing. The team will be delighted for that as they head through now back to the pit lane, and there is a run of the provisional results from the final post race scrutineering, so they'll head there now. But yeah, there's the results. Callum Voicing crosses the line 4th place, Jamie Perley in 5th, Rito Kamata in 13th place, Kieran Kay up into 14th in the end, William Walker in 15th for KR Sports, Louis Weaver in 16th place, Jack Meakin in 17th, Harry Reynolds in 18th place, Ryan Willis, and then there's the last two there. 17 laps down, so Tristan Rennie I don't think actually managed to start the race, no, further on. So an exciting conclusion then for the junior Rotax, and yes, I can get my breath now as we head into another very busy and hectic grid that is Honda Cadet. But before we head to Honda Cadet, I'm sure my co-commentator Kai has already made his way down into the panic area where the drivers are coming back into the pit lane very slowly. You can see a big queue because there was a lot of them that we saw out there, but very dramatic. And looking at some of the comments on the stream as well, Tommy Foster, send it. Yes, your message was received loud and clear. Something was sent in that race, but it didn't end particularly well for those two drivers, so that was a big shame. But they put in a stellar performance all the way through the final. But yeah, comes to the last lap. That's where, again, we see things like that happen. So yes, and then Rotax on a final lap be like that. Yes, definitely so. Hopefully we are ready down there. I don't think we are just as of yet, and we'll pass over to Kai, who is ready to talk to our race winner from the Rotax final. Of course, the next race, Honda Cadet, they're due to start at 3 o'clock, which is in 10 minutes' time. So we've got time. We've got time to talk to them down there. Hopefully they're ready in just a moment. You can see some of the Coles team who are probably, well, that's Dan Holland Racing's truck there, isn't it, at the end. But you can see the breeze picking up now. The sun, the track's still dry. No mist in the air. The clouds looming. I can see some sun, some blue sky in the background. So yes, we're still looking good with the sky and the weather, and hopefully the driver's still running on those slick tyres. But let's see what we can see from that one. So, like I say, a dramatic end to the junior Rotax, and Honda Cadets will be up next, roughly starting at around 3 o'clock. And should hope, trying to have a look in the assembly area there, or the paddock area, or scrutineering area, or whatever it's called. There's so many names for places at racetracks, to see if we are ready to go to Kai. We're not just yet, apparently. So the drivers have disappeared. Come back. We've got someone who wants to talk to you. He's probably gone to celebrate with the team, hasn't he? Which, you know, is understandable. You know, you were racing in 3rd place, and then all of a sudden you're 1st. But let's see if we can get a word with him in just a moment. Just trying to hustle him away from the team. Say, yes, we know you've won. Let's have a chat about it now. I'm sure everyone at home is wanting to talk about it there. Yeah, Michelle Stevenson there. Great race it was, indeed. Fantastic race there for the Rotax juniors. Let's see if we can get down there to them. But yeah, of course, interesting race that we saw. It was pretty nose to tail all the way throughout. And yeah, come the end there, dramatic. But I believe our young budding reporter in the area is ready. Kai, have you got the race leader there with you?
So Sam, it was an interesting race. Wasn't really on the front pack until the last couple of laps, where the drivers, you managed to catch up to them and very luckily managed to get past. Amazing drive throughout the field, and that's definitely going to boost you in the championship. So tell me how that is going to be going forwards.
Well, it was a very good result. We were just waiting there for the front two to start battling, and luckily they collided, and we just went up the inside and just defended from there.
And do you think now that that has happened, do you think people are going to see you as a threat coming into the championship and see you as maybe even someone who can win the championship from now on?
Yeah, this has given us a massive booster after the first round at Lid. We didn't do the best at Lid. We came out the championship 13th, I think. But this is a massive booster and looking good for looking forward.
Well, Sam, really well done on the race. I can see that you're absolutely ecstatic with that. Congratulations. Good luck going forwards. And back to you, Anthony.
To junior Rotax, the busy group of drivers. Kept me on my toes all the way. We'll start with our privateer, because I don't believe he's here. So round of applause for Drew Perry, privateer trophy, who is, I believe, not here. Confirm? He's not. Excellent. Now we'll move on to rookie, who I believe is here, which is good. Always hanging around after the podium. Big round of applause for Project One's racing, Jamie Perrelly. Jamie, please make your way up. You are here. Good stuff. And 3rd place, who I will point out, I spent all morning trying to figure out how to pronounce this name, asked the team, and turns out I was getting it right all the way through. So I felt, sigh of relief on this one. A round of applause for Coles Racing, 3rd place, Callum Voisin. And stuff. 2nd place then, again a fantastic victory. Had a couple of wins earlier on in the day, but taking 2nd place in the final for junior Rotax, Dan Holland's Racing, Matthew Higgins. And then finally on to our junior Rotax final winner. Again, a fantastic race, tough all the way through. A huge round of applause for Coles Racing, Sam Gornall. Now, Sam, the junior race was a surprise victory, I think, at the end. We weren't expecting it. It was looking like a third place, but then out of nowhere, first place loomed through a cloud of smoke.
Yeah, we just went into the last lap, third place, and just trying to catch up the leaders because they were battling, and luckily they came together and we just went up the inside and just held the lead for the rest of the race.
So it must have been a good feeling to see. I mean, the fact that you could get first, and then all of a sudden you realise you were defending for first place to the end.
Yeah, it was really good. I just want to say a big thanks to Coles Racing, my mum and dad, Ogden for the waft, and my sponsor, Pete Marquis.
Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. So again, a huge round of applause again for your junior Rotax podium.